And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to State Farm Stadium here in Glendale, Arizona on this Thursday night.
Communicate and execute, man, all night. DB!
Baby! It's go time now. Thursday night football, it don't get no better than this.
On the road in this NFL matchup to face the Arizona Cardinals.
One of the best performances from the Broncos that we've seen in the past several years. They beat the Arizona Cardinals 45-10. Hello, and thank you for joining us for the Broncos Film Review. I'm Phil Milani alongside Matt Boyer, Steve Atwater. We're missing Ray Crockett today. I know, we're missing our man.
I
know. We still got plenty of analysis to bring you from the Cardinals game. Steve, what do you think about the game?
I think the Broncos have to take all the positive that they can out of this game and use it going forward to know that they can be dominant, they can be in any game, and they can play with any football team in the league. Even though this wasn't a great football team, there's still a lot of positive that can be taken from it and, hopefully continued on throughout the rest of the season.
We've talked about sustained effort, consistent effort throughout the entire year. The Broncos have said, we want to start fast, but we want to play well all throughout, and this is one of the first games that we've seen a complete four quarters from them.
Yeah, it did start fast. Just the second play from scrimmage for Arizona.
Snap, quick throw, deflected line of scrimmage, and intercepted. That's Todd Davis. Davis to the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. How about that start?
Wolf did a great job of getting his hand on the ball and really batting it down. And, I just tried to pick it up and do the best I could with it. It felt good, and it was exciting to get the ball rolling like that.
Here's a little toss to Sanders, going to throw it. Diving catch for the touchdown to Sutton. What a play.
So that pass right there is called SMU pass right. Obviously, I went to SMU, equivalent with the SMU. What a great call by Bill Musgrave, and we were able to execute and score a touchdown, so it felt good.
Being from a small school, you don't see a lot of SMU dudes around here, so to have two dudes on the same team and then for us to be able to connect on touchdown, it was nice.
I'm gonna ice my arm now, my arm's a little sore, so.
Denver will bring 6. Rosen, quick throw, ball will be intercepted. Chris Harris Jr., 45-40. Chris is on the loose, 30, 25, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Denver!
I got the opportunity to play outside, and I just wanted to get vision on the quarterback, and I seen him throw it, and just broke on it and made a play.
Play fake for Keenum. Keenum sets up, loads it up. He's got Sanders wide open. Sanders underneath it, makes the catch. 15, 10, 5, house call, touchdown, Emmanuel Sanders. And a flip into the end zone.
Freeman for the touchdown. The rookie with his 4th of the season. And the Broncos add to their lead.
The Broncos were up 35-3 at halftime. The game already well within hand. Guys, the double pick sixes. It's the first time that the Broncos have had multiple pick sixes since 1989. Just the 4th time ever in team history. That really set the tone, right, Steve?
It really set the tone. Todd Davis was able to catch the tip pass from Derek Wolfe and run it in. And I thought he was going to get tackled right there on the 2-yard line, but he was able to give it a little bit more and extend the ball over the line. And then Chris Harris's play was a beautiful play. He was playing inside coverage on him, and he saw the ball coming and was able to step in front of it and take it to the house. I thought he would get tackled as well, but great running skills with the ball after they got it. And I think that's the kind of plays that we needed from our defense. We were behind the 8 ball in terms of turnover margin going into the game, and now we're +2 on the year, which I think is really beneficial for us. And that defense needs to know that it has to come out and get turnovers every game.
I think that Steve hit the nail on the head. I think that, with regards to those first 2 turnovers, the body language from the entire Cardinals offense changed. Rosen's eyes were just in the grass.
Yeah.
The offensive lineman, you could see the shoulders sag a little bit. I think that really did set the tone, and that is what we need to see consistently from these guys.
4th career pick 6 from Chris Harris Jr. He's 2nd all time, just trailing Aqib Talib in pick sixes in Broncos history. Then, guys, the offense was really getting dynamic play calls. We saw some trickeration early on, Steve. We've seen Emmanuel Sanders scoring that play a couple times this year. This time he threw it.
Yeah, it was a great play call, and Cortland Sutton did a great job of kind of baiting the safety into coming up a little bit more. And I think the safety was looking at him like, "Oh, you going out for a pass?" He said, "Yeah, I think you're going to block somebody." And he went up, and Cortland just was able to get behind him. Emmanuel Sanders put it right on the money. He had to extend a little bit for it, but what a beautiful play. And we've been seeing this being set up over several games, and finally came up with the alternative to the run.
not quite on the money, right? I mean, that was a heck of a catch.
Well,
by
it was
Courtland
funny
Sutton.
because Courtland in the locker room after the game was giving E a hard time. He's like, "Hey, I thought you were going to overthrow me." And he's like, "I knew what I was doing. I knew where the ball was going." So a great. I think it was SMU right or pass
exactly.
right.
Oh, very
So
nice.
I think they dialed it up right when they needed to. And the funny thing is, you mentioned it. They've scored on this play a couple of times. So that film review, that's Bill Musgrave doing a great job of dialing that up, knowing that the Cardinals are going to be keyed in on that play, and then have just the slight alteration to it, just enough to get them in the end zone.
Sanders wasn't done either. He caught the 64-yard touchdown right after that. He became the first player since John Elway to throw for a touchdown and catch for a touchdown in the same game. What'd you see on that play, Steve?
Well, just a great play. Emmanuel stemmed the wide receiver, the cornerback to the outside, and he was able to, turn his jets on up the middle of the field. And I for the life of me, don't know why the safety didn't get deeper, and don't know why the corner was playing so far outside of him. And then you could see a cornerback in the frame there, kind of jogging, like he's not really giving 100%, trying to chase him, trying to prevent a touchdown. And when you have that type of defense, man, there's no way you're going to win.
At that point, like Steve said, like you could tell they were ready for the knockout blow. I mean, the Cardinals were already thinking about next week. I mean, it was one of those situations where that was the play that needed to kind of set the tone and be like, okay, like
this one's done.
This one's done. We're going to put this one to bed. But to Steve's point, I thought that, having a weapon like Courtland Sutton, keeping those safeties honest and keeping those DBs up a little bit further and allowing Emmanuel to go over the top, I think you're really seeing what that dynamic duo can do.
Well, with the Broncos up big at halftime, it really let the pass rush get after Josh Rosen in the second half.
Denver brings 5 this time. Rosen avoids pressure, tries to step away. Now the ball is knocked free and it is loose. They scramble for it. It's still loose. It picked up by the Broncos, and that is DeMarcus Walker.
On second down, it's Lindsey breaking tackles, first down and more. Into the end zone for the touchdown.
Rosen shotgun snap. He's hit as he throws. Deep ball, and Roby is there, and Bradley Roby makes the interception in the end zone. His first interception of the season.
I finally got a pick. I've been so close for like 3 weeks straight, and definitely felt good.
Rosen hit, and the ball knocked free, and Von Miller has it. He tries to scoop it up. He does. Miller has it, and he's tackled inside the 15-yard line of the Cardinals. Second strip sack of the game for Von Miller.
I was able to get some sacks today. We had great inside rush from Wolf, Zach Curry, and Shaq. And we just started the game on fire. Ty Davis with a pick six, and a couple of plays later, Chris Harris with a pick six. My teammates, they played unbelievable today. I'm so proud of those guys.
So the Broncos get the big win, improved to 3-4 on the year, and we really saw Von Miller back up those words he had heading into the game. 2 strip sacks in the game. What an effort from number 58.
It was really impressive to see Von come out and play as hard as he did and get the whole team to play well behind him. But it wasn't the rah-rah that got the victory. It was the guys actually making some changes, guys not running up the field too far on the run plays, guys holding their gaps, and also our linebackers plugging that hole quickly to get the offensive linemen off of our defensive linemen so that our defensive linemen could be a lot more productive as well. So not only did they talk about it, but they actually went out and executed.
The defense really put it on themselves. Steve mentioned it. It was funny, Shelby Harris on Monday said that, if we had come out and really laid an egg after Von said what he said, we couldn't show our faces the next week. So I think that they really did take it upon themselves to make sure that they backed up their leader's words. And Von said it in the huddles before the game. We had Bradley Chubb mic'd up. We said what we said. Now we got to go out and do it. So I think that it's going to be. I think we talk about turning points a lot in a season. This is one of those turning points where the Broncos can use this as a launching pad for the next couple of games against KC and then Houston.
Yeah, they really needed a performance like this. We heard Vance Joseph say the city was on fire. They needed a win like that. And now, could this springboard, first up, go into Arrowhead facing a really hot KC team?
Yeah, man, we're playing probably one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. And the guys, they have to take this and take the positives again, take the positive from it. Know that we played the Kansas City Chiefs tough last time and had a chance of winning that ball game, and just build on it. You can't take any negatives. You can't think about the fact that Arizona Cardinals on a great team. You got to look at the fact of all the good things that you did, and again, come out and play lights out football. We cannot afford to go out and play like we did against the Jets anymore throughout the season. It's clutch time, and guys got to continue to show up.
Arrowhead's been a house of horrors for the Broncos the last couple of years. Think back, the last time they won, the Bradley Roby scoop and score back in 2015. This is again, this can be another moment where things can kind of turn. And the guys have mentioned in the locker room, you know, we're going to take what we learned from Kansas City. We played them tough. We know we can compete. Now let's go out and put together a full game.
The Broncos are really the only team in the NFL that's been able to slow that offense down. Oh, yeah. Of course, the Patriots had the win, but that was a shootout. This defense, what can they learn from that first game? Because in that fourth quarter, we saw Mahomes go crazy, but the first 3 quarters, he was pretty much held in check.
Yeah, the Broncos did a great job of holding them in check, and I think they can do an even better job if they come out and do some of the things that they did against the Arizona Cardinals in terms of not getting too far up the field, being extremely physical, especially on the back end, those linebackers in secondary, being extremely physical and gang tackling. Kareem Hunt, he's a back that's not going to go down with 1 tackle. Also, Travis Kelce, when he catches the football, we got to have 4 or 5 guys hitting him to make sure that he doesn't break away.
Yeah, they need to do a good job, as Steve mentioned, you know, making sure Hunt doesn't get out of control. Kelce and Hill have both, you know, been a problem lately. However, in that last game, like we mentioned, that KC game, we didn't really see the discipline that you need when you're guarding a guy like Mahomes. I think the guys showed discipline last week against Arizona. They just got to continue that momentum, continue that discipline against a quarterback who, as we've said, is probably one of the most talented in the NFL.
Well, the Broncos had struggled on the road until they beat Arizona last week. See if they can keep it rolling as they go up to face the 6-1 Kansas City Chiefs. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Steve Atwater, Matt Boyer, I'm Phil Milani. This has been the Broncos Film Review.